to not feel guilty that you are still a work in progress. I'm Meg Faraday. You can find me on Instagram at ByeByeMomGuilt. I don't care if you're a brand new mom or if you've been at this mom gig for a few decades. Every baby, every season, every day presents us with different challenges, and we're not going to respond to them as well as we would like 100% of the time. But what we should do is continue to try and learn and grow and show up. There is a quote that I like, and I think about it in my motherhood frequently. It is to visualize your highest self and then start showing up as her. It's kind of like fake it till you make it. Let me explain. So I am a mom of 6, and sometimes when people find out or we're out and about in public, I have people pay me these lovely compliments about how patient I must be, or I must have the patience of a saint. And I assure you that is so far from the truth. In fact, my kids have laughed in the faces of strangers, laughed heartily, I might add, because patience does not come easily or naturally for me. But when I think about that highest self, when I think about the woman and the mother that I want to become, patience ranks very high. I would love to see a mostly patient version of myself. I want it to be automatic. I want it to be a habit. And therein lies the problem, because how do we build habits? We build habits when we do the same thing over and over and over again. And what it actually does is each of those actions that we do over and over and over again builds those little pathways in our brain. But with a household full of little kids and noise and mess and disobedience and attitude and all the things, I feel like my reactions are more frequently impatient than they are patient. And so I'm just building those little neural pathways, but leaning toward impatience. So I remember feeling really down and really depressed about how I'm just never gonna be the patient mom that I picture myself being. And that's where I came across the idea of visualization. So with visualization, I try to do this every morning, at least a minute. And I try to do it before certain times of my day, which are a little bit stressful, like dinner time or getting out of the house on time. What I do is close my eyes, 30 seconds to a minute, take a deep breath, slow everything down, and I put myself in a scenario that's typical. And I show up in that scenario, as my highest self. So for example, we're trying to leave the house. My toddler still, after 5 times, does not have her shoes on. This happens every day, but how would highest self me like to respond to that? So really immerse yourself, use your senses, get a little bit of a deep dive. I feel the weight of my bag on my shoulder. I feel the cold metal of the keys in my hand. I can hear the clinking of the shoes on the wooden floor as I go over to my daughter, and I put my hand on her and I can feel her sweater, and my voice is calm, and we're looking at each other and making eye contact, and I'm remaining calm and telling her we need to put our shoes on now. So not only does this visualization practice calm me down and help encourage me that I can behave this way, I can behave as that patient mom that I know I want to be, but it actually tricks the brain. So the brain doesn't care if it's a real life scenario or if it's an imagined, it still creates those same pathways. Pretty cool, right? So maybe at the end of the day, when you're reflecting on your behavior and you hit that pillow with your weary head, and you're thinking about the ways where you didn't behave as you would have liked, you didn't show up as your highest self, rather than feel guilty, why don't you try this visualization practice, and then you're one step closer to making that highest self more of a reality. In the background of this video, I can hear my kids bickering, so I'm gonna put on my patient pants and I'm gonna go see what that's all about. Bye.